Hi friends, how are you? Hope you're well and you've had a good week. Welcome to Reads and Eats. My name is Fiona. I'm really glad you've clicked my video today. I hope you enjoy it. As I say, I hope you've had a good week and you've managed to do things that you kind of wanted to do and have read what you wanted to read. I've had a pretty decent week reading wise. I have finished There were two books that I kind of started last weekend, so I finished those and I've read another three within the week. So that's been a really good kind of reading week for me. So I'm chuffed with that. So what else have I done? I've got all my ironing done. I broke it up into little sections, so I did kind of 3 or 4 items a day, and it worked a dream. So it got finished this morning, so that's fine. So everything is laid out on the front bedroom bed that I'm taking with me. I will do I plan to pack Wednesday. And I will look at the long range weather forecast on Wednesday and decide, right, there's probably stuff there I maybe don't need to take with me, so it can be left at home. So yes, this week is just will be holiday kind of prep stuff. I'll tell you where I'm going now. It's close enough. I'm doing a Danube river cruise. Myself and one of my best mates. It's to celebrate one of her big birthdays and the fact that she retired last year. So we're doing that. We've tagged on an extra day, a couple of days in Budapest. So we fly out next week. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm really enjoying it. We're visiting on the tour on the cruise, we're visiting one of the cities I've always wanted to visit. So I am really looking forward to that. Hopefully it's going to be so nice. We've sort of started planning for our days in Budapest. And we've booked the thermal baths for one of the days we're there. So that is just going to be hopefully so relaxing and just chill times. So that's where I'm headed. So it's like woohoo. It will be good. So reading wise, I finished Yours to Keep by Shannon and Stacey. I gave this 3 out of 5. It was okay. It was, I would say, it was a fake fiance, really, trope. Not my favourite, I have to say. So Sean has just come out of the army and he's just arrived back in town. He's staying above the bar that his cousin runs. And he's only been there, I think, probably an hour and a half, and there's a knock on the door, and this woman is there going, "Oh, by the way, I'm Emma, I'm your fake fiance." And he's like, "Pardon?" And he makes her explain what's happening, and he agrees to be her fake fiance. Reason she's doing this is that her grandmother has moved from the town to Florida to as a retirement. Still has the house that Emma's living in, and Emma wants to buy it off her, but her grandmother is like, she's worried that Emma's living in this big house on her own, and Emma's like, no, my fiance's moved in with me, blah, blah, blah. So the gran is coming for a visit, and Sean has to move in, and they have to pretend they're fiancé. Grandma, twigs within sort of 5 minutes of them meeting her at the airport. And she kind of tries to get Emma to admit that it's not a real relationship. They've also, they've got Sean's family, his aunt and uncle and his cousins and all their family involved in this fake relationship thing as well. And the gran and the aunt meet, and the gran goes to the aunt, "So why are they doing a fake relationship?" And the aunt's kind of going, fish out of water sort of thing. So that was quite entertaining. And then the gran and the aunt decide that they're actually going to matchmake the two of them because they think they make a good couple. So it's like, will they stay together? Will they not stay together? What will happen? So it was entertaining. it wasn't, you know, I've read a couple of other Shannon and Stacey that I preferred. So, but yes, it was an entertaining read. But let's say 3 out of 5. I then read on my Kindle, which is downstairs, The Christmas Cookie Shop by Ginny Baird. I gave this 4 out of 5. So, do you know what, I'm even blanking? I think her name's Hannah. I'm sure it's Hannah. Hannah comes to the town of Christmas. And on her way there, she's there because she has inherited a bakery from her. Now, I think it was her great-great-grandmother that ran it. So she's inherited this bakery and she's coming back supposedly to sell it. On her way into town, there's like a blizzard and stuff, and her car is just about giving out, and she ends up pulling over, and behind her pulls in the sheriff, but he's dressed as Santa because he's been at the local hospital handing out presents to the kids. So he sort of escorts her, he gets her to follow him into town and sort of shows her where she's staying. And she's kind of no sooner unpacked than the door goes. And this is like the lady that she's, Lou, the lady that she is renting the house from, and Sandy, who lives next door. Lou happens to be the mayor. Sandy runs the local art gallery, I think it is. And they've come with a basket of a welcome basket, etc. So we have Hannah sort of, starting to make friends in the town. Will she stay? Will she not stay? The townsfolk are looking forward to the bakery opening. Slight problem is that Hannah can't cook. She burns everything. So her the friends that she makes sort of take her in hand. Is will she or will she not get in tow with the sheriff? And there's also the fact that she has 2 beautiful kittens that her niece gave her for her Christmas. One of them is like steals shiny things. It's hilarious. You cannot have like shiny things around for him because he just nabs it and goes and tries to hide it. So you have all of this, and the town sounds so beautiful, and the townsfolk are just so welcoming and friendly, and they want the best for Hannah, and it's just really, really lovely. There's also as well as them looking forward to the bakery opening, they want to have, there's a special recipe for cookies, for a certain cookie, and they want them back. And she's like, and she can't find the recipe, and it's like, why can't I find the recipe? And there are various, so there's kind of a mystery as to where the recipes have gone and everything like that. I really, really did enjoy it. It was a really good read. It was one of my reads for Christmas in July. It is part of a series, and I think I would continue on with the series because I just enjoyed it so much. I then read Heidi by Johanna Spryi. This was the second book that was picked for the Classic Children's Book Group for July. Thoroughly enjoyed this one. I gave this one 5 out of 5. I so enjoyed this one. Yes, I didn't agree with part of it. It was like, no, you don't do that to a child, but I really liked seeing the development of Heidi in some ways. She is such a caring child who wants to do the best for people and sees the world in such a bright, beautiful place. I love the fact that the grandfather slowly came out of his shell, and the grandfather took such great care of her. I didn't agree with what the aunt did the second time. No way. No, you don't do that. Frau Rottenmeier, definitely rotten. Didn't like her at all. Loved Clara. Absolutely adored Clara. Loved Sebastian, who was like one of the butlers. He was just so delightful. Clara's dad was lovely. Clara's grandmother, oh, so sweet. Peter, I understood why he did what he did, but he shouldn't have done it. That was just not nice. That was not right. Jealousy is a horrible thing. And I really liked the way that Clara's grandmother sort of, shall we say, sorted him out. Also, the way grandfather sorted him out as well. I thought that was really, really good. And also Heidi herself. Heidi sort of made him see things that maybe he didn't want to see or was scared to see. And I thought that was really good. I know that this was she only wrote Heidi, but there's somebody else who wrote Heidi Grows Up and Heidi's Children. I am tempted to read them as well, not at the moment, but later on, and just to see what, maybe what happens. Excuse me, but no, really did enjoy this one. I'm lucky that my copy has some coloured illustrations. Yeah, this one's falling out, so but I just really liked the coloured illustrations, and every chapter started with an illustration as well, so that was really, really nice. So I mean, it was been years since I read Heidi, and I was just really glad to have reread it. It was really nice. I then read A Bear's Heart by Jane Porter. Now this, I got the e-manuscript for it, because I'm one of her kind of review crew. I read this book in a day, guys. A day. And I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5. I really did. The characters were so engaging. The plot line was so, so good. So we meet Josie Calhoun. And Josie is an intern at a design firm. And she's just about to finish her university her degree. But she needs to do 2 more projects and write them up like a dissertation before she can graduate. And she's having difficulty finding projects that kind of suit what she wants to do. She wants to design and help design buildings that are multi-ability inclusive buildings. So that if you're in a wheelchair, if you have learning difficulties, things like that everybody can have access to the building. And there is one house that they've been designing for a gentleman called Baird Anderson, who was a bull rider. But he had an accident and the bull basically broke his back. He's now he's got use of his arms in his top half, but not from sort of waist level down. I can never remember whether I think it's a paraplegic. So he has this house that he's had built, but it hasn't been adapted to wheelchairs. And he's wanting it done, but he's wanting it done kind of like, he doesn't want a lot of fuss. He doesn't want to have like workmen there, and he's feeling really trapped in the house. And so Josie goes, and he's not been answering phone calls from the firm, etc. So Josie just takes it upon herself, and she arrives at the house and phones Baird and said, "Yep, the ramp's hideous, isn't it? No wonder you don't like it." And he's like, "Who are you?" And he does let her into the house, and she was like, "Okay, this is not working for you at all. You need to have it, XYZ done. It can be done. I know a firm that will do it. It will take X." And he's like, "No, I don't want that. Don't want that at all." She's like, "Well, your other option is to find somewhere else that you can live. And maybe rent this one out or whatever." And he's like, "Don't know." So he says, I'll think about it. And her brother Rye runs a construction company. And when she comes out of the house, she phones Rye and says, look, we need to do something about this ramp. Can you do something about the ramp? And he's like, yeah, sure. And he says, we also need to widen the gap between a room and the bathroom. It's really not functioning. And he's like, yeah, no problem. So Rye arrives, and he and Baird sort of start up a friendship. And he discovers that Rye and Josie and her other sister, whose name I can't remember, they also have a younger brother who has cerebral palsy, so he's in a wheelchair. So they know about accessibility, and that's why for Josie it's like really, really important that houses and buildings, etc., are accessible to all. So Baird is wanting to start up a facility in the area for people with spinal injuries where they can come rehab, and there are the exoskeleton suits that he wants to be able to give them time in those so that they can sort of have time out of their chair, they're standing up, they can move a wee bit with the help of the exoskeleton suit. But he's trying to find a viable building. He recruits Josie and sort of saying, look, I need, will you help me if I find a place, design it? And she's like, yeah, sure, no worries, that will do. And her brother happens to be working on a building in Marietta. And he's like, this house is going up for rent. Does Baird want to think about it? So she phones him and she says, look, there's this house, brother thinks it's going to be fine, etc. Do you want to come look at it? So they go and look at it, and she's like, well, with some work I can do XYZ. And he's like, okay, I'll think about it. And he ends up buying the house, and she remodels it for him. And then she also starts working with him he finds a building for his rehab unit. So we have all of that going on, and it's like there is an attraction between the two of them, and it's like, will they, won't they? At one point, her mother gets involved, and I was like, you can't do that. You just, please don't. But she does, and it's like, will that mean the end of Josie and Baird? Will they still be a couple? Will they become a couple? Will they not become a couple? So we have all of that going on. It was so well written, so well researched, guys. It was so good. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and as I say, it's the second in the series. You don't have to have read the first one in the series, but just to get a wee bit background, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So as I say, it comes out on the 31st of this month. It's published by Tool Publishing. I would highly recommend it. I really would. It was just, so good. I then finished I'll Be Home for Mischief by Jacqueline Frost. This was the buddy read for Christmas in July from Tiffany and Sarah and company. I gave it 4 out of 5. Finished it last night. I really enjoyed it. So Holly is, still at Mischief. She's still at Mischief. She's still at Reindeer Farm, still running the inn and helping running the reindeer games. Her mum is wanted to set a world record for the tallest gingerbread or biggest gingerbread cookie, and they have lots of people coming because it's the 150th anniversary of Mistletoe Town, and they've got loads of events happening. So we have all of this. You have the folk coming for not only this 150th anniversary. You have the people coming to watch the trying for the world record. And some of the people coming for the anniversary are, shall we say, founding families of the town, including the Snows. And then, so the Snows are, there's the mother Violet and the son Elijah, and he's a businessman. I have to say I didn't particularly like him when I met him. I was like, don't like you. He was just a bit stuck up and a bit, mother, you can't eat sugar, we don't eat things like that. And I'm like, whoa, hold your horses there. So you have him, and then there are other people who have come to the inn as well, and everything's going fine. And like, Holly's husband is like, I don't want any murders this year. I just want you, if us to have a nice calm Christmas, and it's our anniversary, and she's getting, I haven't got him a Christmas present yet. What am I going to do? Oh my goodness, I need to get my Christmas present, or sort of an anniversary present. Don't know what to give him. Blah blah blah. So she's getting herself worked up, and people are going, "Oh, this is an anniversary present for you and your husband," and she's like, "Oh my gosh." So there's one day where a mother makes all the batter for the cookie and puts it into the cookie sheet, and the cookie sheet is then craned into the barn overnight for the dough to set. And the next day is the big sort of baking day, and it comes out, and her mum's like, why was that a tarpaulin put over? I didn't put a tarpaulin over the cookie sheet. I needed the dough to be firm. And they pull the tarpaulin back, and there's a body in the dough. And it's like, okay, who killed him and why? And it's like all the sort of the folk in the town are going to Holly, how's your investigation going? And she's like, I'm not investigating. And there are these two guys who have a podcast, and they're sort of trying to interview people, and they're trying to interview her, and she's like, no, go away. There's somebody leaving her threatening phone calls, so we have that going on. She's getting threatened. Then there's also the fact that the toy drive, that there were all the toys, etc. for the toy drive were in the house, along with the wrapping, and that's all disappeared. And there's all this going on, and the way that Jacqueline Frost wove all the stories together, all the strands together to make a cohesive story was so good. I loved the characters. I didn't work out who the killer was. I probably should have done. There were enough clues that I should have worked out who it was. But I didn't, because I was just so engrossed in the story, just enjoying reading the story and being with the characters, seeing what all the reindeer games were, and like all the different things that were happening. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that book, and it was nice that I know that other people are reading it, and I'm hoping that we'll have some form of. I know that Tiffany and Co are hoping to have a Christmas party before the end of the month, so hopefully we'll be able to have a discussion about the book as well at that point in time. But no, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm glad I've read it. So that's kind of what I've read. What am I reading now? I picked up 15 Summers Later by RaeAnne Thayne. I'm in chapter 9, so I'm enjoying it. I'm interested to see how she is going to work this, how she's going to resolve this. I really am. But yeah, I should get this finished over the weekend. So that's my reading, friends. Have I decided what I'm taking with me to read in the holiday? I'm taking my Kindle with me. I'm definitely taking that. I will take two books, two physical books, one for the plane journey going out and one for the plane journey coming back. By the looks of it, I think at the moment the choices will be the Summer Book Club by Susan Mallory and the Kindness Club on Mapleberry Lane by Helen Rolfe. I think those are the two that will come with me. They're the two that are kind of that at the moment are sort of winking at me from my list, going, come and read us. So I think those will be the two that I will take. But yeah. So as I say, this will be kind of my last Friday reads for a couple of weeks. Because next Friday, obviously, I'm flying. Following Friday, I'm still on holiday. So, what I plan to do, I've seen there are a couple of tag videos that I've seen that I quite like. My plan is that I will record them probably tomorrow or Sunday, and I will schedule them to go up while I'm away, so that you've got at least something while I'm away. But yeah, will I vlog the holiday? I don't know. I may do bits, but I just want to go and relax and enjoy and experience all the places that we're going to. I will tell you all about it when I come back. And if I maybe what I might do is do a video about the cruise and just pop in like little snippets of video or some photos. Do it that way. But yeah, at the moment, I'm excited. I know it doesn't sound it, but yeah, I am looking forward to it. My friend is like bouncing already. I suspect that by Thursday she will be bouncing on the ceiling, and I'll be like, calm down, come on. So, but yeah, no, it will be good, and I'm just looking forward to just having some sunny weather. The sun's out at the moment here, but we've still got a fairly strong breeze, and the clouds, as there are clouds in the sky. It would be nice. I think this weekend Budapest is like hitting the 30s. So yeah, we will see if it gets any higher. It has been 35, 36 over the last couple of weeks, and I'm like, oh no, it's too hot for me. It's like I will be this little grease spot on the pavement or something. But yeah, that's it for this video. What are my plans for the weekend? Reading. I'm also the Olympics opening ceremonies tonight. I've been watching the Rugby Sevens over the last 2 days, so I watched the Rugby Sevens over the last couple of days. So I'll watch sort of the events from now on as well. Definitely finishing the Rugby Sevens. Swimming is going to be a big one for me as well. Yes, somebody did book their holiday for the second week of the Olympics. Muppet. Absolute Muppet. But Mum and Dad have said they will video the athletics finals for me, so that's fine. I suppose I could at night go and watch. We have a TV in our stateroom, so I could go and watch the Olympics. But that's sort of spoiling the holiday in many ways. You're not interacting with the people you're with and the people you meet. So I don't want to do that in many ways. I would rather I'll just come home and watch all the finals, which will be fine. But yeah, so that's kind of my plans for the weekend with all the ironing done. Yes, thank you. It means I don't have to do much in that sort of sense. There are a few bits and pieces I need to kind of pick up this week just to make sure I've got, and then print stuff out. But that will be little jobs for this week to be done. But that's it for this week, friends. Please let me know down in the comments, what have you been reading this week? What are you reading this weekend? I would love to know. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Again, come chat down in the comments. Are you going to be watching the Olympics? Are you looking forward to the Olympics? Are there any events in particular or sports in particular that you're really looking forward to watching? I would love to know in the comments. But until my next video, friends, stay safe, happy reading. Bye!